Great military insights. Now for the politics of this all, capping off President Trump's busiest week yet on foreign policy. Washington Free Beacon editor-in-chief Matthew Continetti writing, "Where things go from here is anyone's guess. Whatever the future holds, we do know this. President Trump's foreign policy will look nothing like President Obama's." Matt here to talk a little bit more about this. Good to see you, sir.
Thank you, Leland. Good to be here.
I think reasonable people could agree with that comment that President Obama and President Trump are going to have different foreign policies. This is something that President Trump campaigned on, to say the least. What are the next 10 words of this? What is the new foreign policy? Because in large extent, it seems it depends on who you talk to within the administration.
That's right, and President Trump, of course, likes leaving a lot of room for negotiation and for improvisation. That's been one of his hallmarks as a leader throughout his career. I would say this, though, President Trump ran on an America First foreign policy, which many people thought would mean that America would not intervene aggressively throughout the world. What I see emerging, though, is actually a very unilateralist foreign policy, one that's going to enforce certain norms, like you see with Syria against the chemical weapons, and one that has a place for hard power and military action that's unlike, say, President Obama's more policy of retrenchment, holding back, and emphasizing diplomacy above all.
You call it sort of preserving options, keeping that flexibility that Donald Trump has been known for decades. He's written about it in books as sort of one of his tactics. Perhaps things are a little bit different on the world stage as everybody's listening. Listen to Chris Wallace with the new Foreign National Security Advisor talking about just that issue.
When Ambassador Nikki Haley says that getting rid of Assad is a priority. On the other hand, Secretary of State Tillerson says that first we have to get rid of ISIS, destroy ISIS. Assad can wait. So which is it?
Both Secretary Tillerson and Ambassador Haley are right about this.
Okay, they both may be right in terms of both are important things, but what message does it send to our allies when two of the top people in the president's cabinet don't seem to be on the same page when it comes to messaging? Maybe they are on ideology, but not on messaging.
Well, I think you have to look at it in terms of a sequence. And the missile strike in Syria was really accomplishing an immediate objective, which was to say to Assad, you cannot use these nerve agents without some reprisal from the United States. But there is a longer-term objective, and I think we've seen it kind of in other comments that Tillerson and especially Haley have made, which is that you can't have a settlement in Syria with Assad still in power. And so once we say that we're going to...
I'm understanding the policy issues vis-a-vis Syria.
Right.
The question, though, is sort of a broader sense in terms of exactly how the administration's doing its messaging. Because as you listen to different officials, you often get these vastly different foreign policy goals coming from them. And then you have somebody like General McMaster have to come back and go, well, everybody's right. You can't both be right. And it seems, I don't know, perhaps a little sloppy that everybody's not reading from the same talking points.
No, they may not be, and I don't know how well coordinated they are, Leland. But if you look at it from the perspective of, say, the Jordanians or the Saudis or the Egyptians, I think they don't see much difference between what Secretary Tillerson and Ambassador Haley are saying. I think they're saying, yeah, we're going to get rid of ISIS first, which we're on the we're kind of rolling them back as we speak. And then you look at the larger issue of kind of having a diplomatic settlement.
Matt, Matt, I got to stop you. The Syrians, the Jordanians, the Saudis, the Jordanians, and certainly the Emiratis have said unequivocally that Assad has to go. That's the one thing that's been the hallmark of their policy the first 4 years. They see a huge difference between ISIS is the priority and getting rid of Assad is the priority. Those are vastly different things.
They are. I mean, I think, though, if you talk to them, Leland, they're happy right now. I think they're happy right now, and I don't know how much emphasis they're putting on the different shades of meaning you get from the various subsidiary cabinet-level officials when they met with President Trump. They see what actions he's taking, and I think on the general they're positive because one thing, and this was the missing piece, you know, you've seen us go after Iran in Yemen.
Yeah.
You see us go after Iran in Bahrain. We gave weapons to the Bahrainis, which Obama was holding back in order to preserve the nuclear agreement. Now, with the strike against Assad, we're actually saying this Iranian proxy in Syria, he's not off the hook yet. And so I think our traditional Middle Eastern allies are very positive about that. And you even see Turkey just now telling the Russians as well, saying Assad can't be part of the final settlement. So I think in the broader picture, the allies are happy and they have reason to be.
And you bring up a good point, especially when it comes to the Saudis taking on the Iranian rebels in Yemen in terms of exactly how much help they're getting from the United States. Matt, awesome insight as always and analysis. We'll be reading your stuff on the Free Beacon. Thank you.
Thank you.